An enduring legacy, Old San Juan stands as a vibrant testament to centuries of history. Its cobblestone streets whisper tales of Spanish galleons and colonial ambition. This walled city, nestled on a small island guarding the entrance to San Juan Bay, is a jewel of the Caribbean. For nearly 500 years, it has watched the tides of empire ebb and flow. Its massive fortifications, weathered by sun and sea, speak of a time when this port was a crucial outpost of the Spanish Main. The city is more than just old buildings, it is a living museum, a chronicle in stone. The significance of Old San Juan extends far beyond its picturesque charm. It represents a critical chapter in the story of the New World. The city was a strategic linchpin for Spain, protecting its vast American empire from rivals. Today, Old San Juan is recognized globally for its historical importance. It draws people from all corners of the earth, eager to walk its ancient ramparts and understand its layered past. At the heart of this historical narrative lies La Fortaleza, the oldest executive mansion in continuous use in the Western Hemisphere. Equally compelling is the San Juan National Historic Site, encompassing the colossal fortresses of Castillo San Felipe del Morro and Castillo San Cristobal. The story of San Juan begins in 1521. Spanish colonizers, led by Juan Ponce de León, sought a better location for their capital. The original settlement, Capara, founded in 1508, proved to be unhealthy and difficult to defend. They moved the settlement to the small rocky islet at the entrance of a magnificent bay. This new location offered a deep sheltered harbor and a defensible position. The Spanish named it Ciudad de Puerto Rico, rich port city. The island itself was then called San Juan Bautista. Over time, the names would swap, the city becoming San Juan and the island Puerto Rico. This strategic decision laid the foundation for one of the oldest European established cities in the Americas. Spain was building a vast empire in the New World, rich in gold and silver. San Juan Bay offered a perfect stopping point, a place for ships to resupply and seek refuge from storms or pirates. Control of this harbor meant control of the shipping lanes. Early colonial life in San Juan was fraught with challenges. The settlers faced the hardships of a new environment, far from their homeland. Disease was a constant threat. Relations with the indigenous Taino population were complex and often violent. Yet, the determination to build a permanent settlement prevailed. The vision for a fortified city was present from the very beginning. The commissioning of La Fortaleza in 1533 marked a significant step in San Juan's fortification. King Charles I of Spain ordered its construction. It was intended to be the primary defensive structure for the young city. Positioned overlooking the harbor, it was meant to deter attackers and protect the Spanish settlers. This was a time of great uncertainty and danger in the Caribbean. Rival European powers were beginning to challenge Spain's dominance. La Fortaleza was a declaration of Spain's intent to hold on to this vital piece of its empire. The original purpose of La Fortaleza was purely military. It was designed to house the city's governor and provide a stronghold in case of attack. The initial structure was relatively simple, consisting of a circular tower, known as the Homage Tower, and a few surrounding buildings. It was built on a promontory, offering a commanding view of the entrance to San Juan Bay. However, its location, while scenic, proved to be less than ideal for defending the city from all angles. Construction of La Fortaleza faced numerous challenges. Building materials had to be sourced locally or imported. Skilled labor was scarce in the early colony. Despite these difficulties, the structure slowly took shape. Over the ensuing decades, La Fortaleza underwent several expansions and modifications. As San Juan grew in importance, so did the need to bolster its defenses. The original structure was clearly insufficient to withstand a determined assault by a major European power. Engineers and military strategists began to plan more comprehensive defensive systems for the city. La Fortaleza itself saw additions to its walls and improvements to its armaments. However, its primary function started to shift. While still a part of the city's defenses, its role as the governor's residence became more prominent. A significant test of San Juan's defenses came in 1595. The famed English privateer Sir Francis Drake led a formidable fleet against the city. Drake's objective was to capture San Juan and its treasury. The Spanish defenders, though outnumbered, put up a fierce resistance. Cannons from El Morro played a crucial role. La Fortaleza, too, was involved in the defense, though its limitations were exposed. Drake's forces managed to inflict damage but ultimately failed to take the city. The attack underscored the urgent need for even stronger fortifications. Another major assault occurred in 1625, this time by the Dutch. Section 5. El Morro, the majestic guardian of the San Juan Bay. The construction of Castillo San Felipe del Morro began in 1539, just a few years after La Fortaleza. Its name honors King Philip II of Spain. The Spanish recognized the strategic importance of the rocky promontory, or Morro, at the very entrance to San Juan Bay. This point offered an unparalleled vantage point to control access to the harbor. Any ship wishing to enter the bay would have to pass directly under the gaze of El Morro's cannons. The initial structure was a modest tower, but the vision for El Morro was always grand. It was conceived as the principal guardian of the bay, the first line of defense against seaborne aggressors. El Morro's strategic placement was its greatest asset. Perched atop a high cliff overlooking the Atlantic Ocean and the entrance to the bay, it dominated the seascape. From its ramparts, lookouts could spot enemy ships from miles away, giving the city ample time to prepare its defenses. The narrow channel leading into the bay forced ships to approach slowly and in single file, making them vulnerable targets for El Morro's artillery. This natural advantage was expertly exploited by Spanish military engineers. The fortress was designed to be an almost impenetrable barrier, ensuring that San Juan Bay remained firmly in Spanish hands. Section 6. Within the walls of El Morro, a bastion of stone and strategy. The military structures of Castillo San Felipe del Morro are a marvel of engineering and strategic thinking. Its most visible features are the massive ramparts, towering walls of stone that rise from the sea. These walls, in some places tens of feet thick, were built to withstand the most powerful cannon fire of the era. Along these ramparts, numerous gun emplacements were strategically positioned to provide overlapping fields of fire, covering every possible approach from the sea. The iconic garitas, or sentry boxes, are perched at critical points along the walls. These small, domed structures provided shelter for sentries who kept a constant watch for enemy ships, becoming a distinctive symbol of Puerto Rican architecture. Beneath the imposing exterior, El Morro hides an intricate network of tunnels, ramps, and chambers. These subterranean passages connected different levels of the fortress, allowing for the rapid movement of troops and supplies, even under heavy bombardment. Some tunnels led to hidden sally ports, small, concealed exits that could be used for surprise attacks or for sending out messengers. Vast cisterns were built within the fortress to collect rainwater, ensuring a supply of fresh water during sieges. Magazines for gunpowder and ammunition were carefully constructed deep within the walls, protected from enemy fire and accidental explosions. This internal complexity was as crucial to El Morro's defense as its external strength. Life for the soldiers stationed within El Morro was harsh and demanding. Section 7. Castillo San Cristobal, defending the city's landward approaches. While El Morro expertly guarded the sea entrance to San Juan Bay, the city remained vulnerable to attacks from the land. The Dutch invasion of 1625, which saw troops land east of the city and march overland, painfully demonstrated this weakness. In response, Spanish military engineers planned a new, massive fortress to protect San Juan's eastern, landward approach. This fortress would be named Castillo San Cristobal, in honor of Saint Christopher, the patron saint of travelers, and by extension, of those who defended the land. Its construction was a monumental undertaking, reflecting the lessons learned from previous conflicts and the determination to make San Juan impregnable from all sides. The construction of Castillo San Cristobal began in 1634, nearly a century after El Morro's foundations were laid. It was a project that would continue with various additions and modifications until 1790. This extended period of construction allowed engineers to incorporate the latest advances in military architecture. The design of San Cristobal is often said to be inspired by the principles of Sébastien Leprestre de Vauban, the renowned French military engineer, though it was primarily the work of Spanish engineers like Thomas O'Daly and Juan Francisco Maestre. The fortress was conceived as a defense-in-depth system, with multiple layers of interlocking fortifications designed to wear down and repel an attacking force. Castillo San Cristobal boasts an impressive array of defensive structures. It is not a single monolithic castle, but rather a complex of interconnected units spread over a vast area of 27 acres. Key features include several outworks, smaller, detached fortifications like the Ravelin San Carlos and the Bastion de la Trinidad. designed to break up an enemy assault before it could reach the main citadel. Section 8, La Fortaleza, reimagined, from stern fortress to stately palace. By the mid-19th century, the strategic landscape of the Caribbean had changed. While San Juan's massive fortifications remained important, the era of frequent, large-scale pirate and privateer attacks was waning. La Fortaleza, the city's oldest defensive structure, had long been overshadowed in military terms by El Morro and San Cristobal. Its primary role had increasingly become that of the official residence of the governor of Puerto Rico. In 1846, a major transformation began, one that would forever alter the appearance of this historic building, shifting its emphasis from a stern military outpost to a more refined and stately palace. The transformation of La Fortaleza embraced the prevailing architectural style of the time, neoclassicism. This style, inspired by the classical art and architecture of ancient Greece and Rome, emphasized elegance, symmetry, and grandeur. The medieval towers and rougher defensive walls of the original fortress were integrated into a new facade that projected authority and sophistication rather than purely military might. Columns, pediments, and ornate detailing were added. The interior spaces were also remodeled to create more luxurious living quarters and grand reception halls suitable for the island's highest-ranking official. Despite these extensive changes, La Fortaleza never lost its connection to its past. The original homage tower, dating back to 1540, still stands as a central feature, a reminder of the building's martial origins. Parts of the old defensive walls were incorporated into the new design. Section 9. Echoes of History. Visiting Old San Juan's fortifications today. Exploring the historic fortifications of Old San Juan is an unforgettable experience. To make the most of your visit, a little planning is helpful. The San Juan National Historic Site, which includes Castillo San Felipe del Morro and Castillo San Cristobal, is typically open daily. It is wise to check the official National Park Service website for current operational hours and any specific advisories before you go. A single entrance fee usually grants access to both forts for a set period, often 7 days, which allows for leisurely exploration. Comfortable walking shoes are an absolute must, as you will be covering considerable distances over uneven cobblestones and grassy slopes. When visiting these colossal structures, remember to bring water, sunscreen, and a hat, especially during the hotter months. The Caribbean sun can be intense, and there are many open areas within the forts. Allow several hours for each fort to truly appreciate their scale and complexity. Guided tours are often available and can provide fascinating insights into the history and architecture. Alternatively, informative brochures and signage allow for self-guided exploration. Take your time to wander through the tunnels, climb the ramparts, and imagine the lives of the soldiers who once manned these defenses. The views from the top levels are simply breathtaking, offering panoramic vistas of the city and the sea.